God. So you go down these stone steps, and you notice that it's not like a cave or anything. It looks like it's been carved, but it's ancient. Down these moss-covered steps into this dark chamber. This long chamber is flanked on the east and west with 6 pillars, some damaged. There's old torches that sit in iron sconces on each. And on the far end of the alcove, there's an alcove that's been decorated with an ancient image, chipped and faded with years.
What?
The wall at the end of the complex at one point was quite beautiful. Lots of stuff growing from the ceiling.
Roots.
Roots.
Okay. Is it, or just moss, or what is it?
Moss and roots and things like that. There's more rubble and stone and stuff like that than what's shown there.
Right.
And it is dark other than your torch and your sight.
I'll come down slowly with my mace out in front of me and...
Oh, you're glowing. Are you glowing with the mace?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And just start sweeping it around. I just want to slowly enter and just see if I see anything or smell anything, like, spore or any whatever,
Okay. Is there anything you're doing? Make a perception check.
16.
You do feel an overwhelming darkness, and it's not just the darkness of the area, but an oppressive darkness. And it's cold, and it smells of grave earth. And at this point, as you shine your thing up, your mace...
I'm sorry, it's a warhammer.
Warhammer.
I keep calling it a mace. It's a warhammer.
Warhammer. You look up, and on one of the columns is this scorpion that's like the size of a pig.
Oh my god. They're always the size of a pig.
They're always the size of a pig. So at this point, this thing leaps down at you. And can you make a dexterity, like a dodge type of a roll?
Like a save, or?
A dex save. To try to get out of the way of this thing.
Well, I'm bad at that. I'm at 1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not.
So this thing drops down.
He lumbers around. He's strong, but he's not agile.
This thing drops down. Are you here? Where are you?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to roll for initiative, but he has surprise on you.
Yeeks. 6.
6. Okay.
14.
14. Okay, so far we're here. He has 20. So here we go. And you've been surprised. It drops down and it tries to grab you with one of its claws, your ankle, to almost kind of pull itself closer, and you see its tail come up like it's going to do this.
I dare it.
12?
Nope.
You're able to kind of kick it off a bit. Yeah. It is strong, though. It was pulling your leg, but you pulled it out of the way just in time for it to come down and hit the stone. And so now it's to you.
Foul Beast. I will strike it with my warhammer, or attempt to. 23.
Yeah, you got it.
5 damage.
5 damage. Okay. All right. And then... Or wait, you had surprise.
Oh, so okay. Well,
sorry.
Then he would have had a whole round, and then we'd be at the next round, and he'd be attacking again.
Yeah. So... All right, so now it's to you.
Oh, you mean I just lost my action? Oh, I was the only one that was surprised.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I will stab it with my short sword.
Okay.
15.
Yep. So you're trying to crack that carapace.
7.
7. Okay. So now we have a new round, and the scorpion whips its tail out at Bethrina. So that is going to hit, and that is 4 damage, and then you need to take a con check.
So, yeah, I only have 8.
This would be a point where you would be poisoned, but you do have hero points, and you have your, well, the advantage thing. Do you have to spend the inspiration before the roll or at any time?
I think it's before.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So you do have hero points.
Yeah.
And that will add a d6 to whatever that is.
So the hero point allows the player to roll a d6 and add it to the d20.
Yeah.
12.
Okay. So you take the 4 damage, but you weren't poisoned.
That's good.
Your turn?
There you go. Smashing it. I miss. We got an 8.
Okay. And no special anything you want to do to...
No.
So over to you.
I'm going to stab it again. 13.
Okay. That hits.
6.
You kill it.
I
He just had to look at you.
pin it with my sword through its...
So you see its tail whipping around and doing all this, and its arms, and then finally it stops moving. All right.
What in the Harryhausen was that? Okay.
So, I think I'd like...
You okay?
I'm okay. I think I'd like to take a look around at the other columns to see if there's something else up there.
Okay. So you
Right.
shine. You have dark vision.
I have dark vision.
You have the warhammer. You're shining up there.
Was there torches in the sconces that are the iron sconces that are still on? They're on the pillars or they're on the walls?
They're on the pillars.
I'm just
they're
gonna
not
cast
lit up.
light on one of them, just so there's.
Okay.
So once we leave this chamber, there's some light. Maybe it'll,
All right.
keep the creepy crawlies away.
Yeah. Okay. So at this moment, you're looking around and you're not seeing anything.
Oh, shit.
You're seeing up above. There's roots and stuff hanging down, and there are like gopher holes. Is what you're assuming, some kind of animal hole. There are openings up there leading out, but at the moment you don't see anything. Whether they're sticking to the shadows, you can't tell. But
All right. Well, if it looks like it's all clear, I'd like to slowly advance and check out the mural.
okay. So yeah, it looks clear. The painting looks as if it's eons. Eons old.
Eons with an A or eons with an E?
E.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Battered and chipped, nearly into oblivion, but some of it remains. It depicts... Oh, are you following him, or are you staying where you're at? Sorry.
I was just checking to see if I had anything in my bag to help my wounds, but I don't.
Okay. So he went to check out the mural. I don't know. if
Okay,
there's
yeah,
something
I am too. Yes.
All right. So it depicts people of an ancient culture. One on knees, giving praise to one who sits on a throne of gold. Strange symbols adorn the walls in this, what you assume is a throne room. Between the two pictures, there appears to be a carved block with 3 eyes and 3 stone blocks, one under each eye, with strange symbols on the blocks.
So 3 eyes, and under the eyes, there's a block under each eye, and there's symbols below that?
There's symbols on each end of the block, like each side of the... So you're seeing the top of the block, and there's symbols like here, 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 and here.
Oh, okay.
Do the blocks look movable?
You're not sure.
Can I get closer and
Yeah.
inspect more?
Um,
Do I roll?
yeah, perception check.
20.
Yeah, so do you touch them?
Well, that wasn't my plan, no.
So, okay, so then what do you do?
I am going to just try to get a closer look at them to look to see if they could move.
As you come up and you look, you do think they're separate from the carving that's there. Maybe you blow and you see that sand and stuff comes out from the creases, but you can tell that those blocks will move.
Okay, so I'm going to tell him that it looks like the blocks might move. Should we try to push on them?
Interesting. Yeah, maybe, but I don't... it's not a language I recognize, right? Like, are they symbols? Are they words? Or...
It's similar to the languages that are outside, to
Okay.
the images that are outside.
I don't know this ancient tongue of this.
I mean, you do recognize some, though. So if there's some of it, oddly enough, it looks like a blend with something in Elvish. I don't know if you have you guys have Elvish or something like that.
Yeah, we'll speak of
So I mean, you
it.
could.
Speak Dwarvish, Celestial, and Elvish.
Yeah, you could always roll to see if there's some way you can like see what the symbols may mean or anything triggers in your mind.
Okay, what would the skill be?
Uh,
History or...
What do you? It wouldn't be religion, would it?
Yeah.
You speak Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So either history, religion, so whichever would serve you better.
Okay. Well, considering his background, it'd probably be a mixture of both, really. I'll just say it's religion. Oh, 22.
22.
Yeah, roll a 19.
And then were you going to see if because you have Elvish too, right?
Yeah, I don't have history or religion. I could try, but 9.
9. Well, you do recognize some of the Elvish. And the symbols begin to... You recognize an alphabet.
What? Probably the name of one of their deities or something. I don't know.
You guys hear a fluttering noise all of a sudden. From up above.
So there's 64 combinations, right? 64 different combinations. A fluttering noise. I'll start looking around.
So
Yeah.
you hear
Up above, you mean like up above us, our heads? Or
I'm
up in
looking,
the chamber above.
I'm looking up.
Probably one of those flying scorpions.
Flying scorpions. So you guys look up and you catch motion and you look and you see like the fluttering. It looks like a bat going up one of those
Holes.
holes.
Oh, jeez. Fun. Maybe we should explore a little more before we... These side passages, they go into other rooms, or...?
Those passages on that side lead off into darkness. There's no doors there. Being religious and studying that, and like you said, this was some kind of mural to a deity they worshipped or whatever, you do recognize some of that there are prayer rugs, there's vases that maybe had offerings. So this chamber almost looks like an area where these people would pray and give offering before doing whatever it is else they were doing down in this chamber.
What do you think? I think we should look around a little more.
Okay. Let's go look around.
Especially since we don't have much daylight left. I'll recast light and then... Should we check out the doors first? Is this door off its hinges like this?
Yeah, the door is splintered and ancient.
Okay, so let's go over to that door.
You guys are going to go in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we can see... What the fuck?
The door, what remains of the door, gives way, providing entry into a 30-foot crypt. So you guys are inside?
Yeah.
I can't reach.
So as you can see, bones have been stored atop each other in alcoves that cover the walls from floor to ceiling. And in the center of the chamber is a shattered stone urn.
How big of an urn?
About.
Oh, okay.
So that might have held ashes?
Possibly.
I'd like to approach it.
Okay.
Take a look at it.
It looks ancient. It looks like there could have been ashes, but there's also dried, fruit, things like that.
Anything on the outside, I'll flip the pieces over, see if there's anything that was on the outside of the urn.
More of that symbolism from this
Okay.
culture. Are you over there too?
I am looking at the wall.
Okay. So as you're looking at the one on the north side, you see one of the arms fall to the ground. And it looks like the dirt and whatever it is that's packed in there is beginning to kind of spill out where that arm was. And at this moment, you hear the clattering of bones on both sides.
Boneses?
Boneses. Both sides. The boneses. Clatter on both sides. And you see a skull come out of the dark, out of the mud. Eyes, not mud, dirt. Packed. His eyes packed. His mouth held open from packed dirt. And they're crawling out, one on each side. So it's going to take them at least one round to dig themselves out. There's one here. And one that is crawling out there. So, roll initiative.
Foul necromancies.
Yikes.
1.
5.
Okay, let me see here. You got a 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so far you're in the lead. I roll for these guys. They have a 14. But it's going to take them one round to get out of the wall. They're digging themselves out. They're reaching for rusty weapons that are packed in there with them. So at the start of this round, that's what they do. They are still digging. So then it goes to Bethrina.
Okay. I am going to stab at it with my short sword.
So you're going to have... You're stabbing at it.
Yes.
That would be disadvantaged because they don't have flesh on them. There's a chance that it'll just go through a rib cage. So you'll roll 2 d20 and pick the lowest.
Okay.
It's not half damage, it's disadvantage?
Disadvantage, I think.
Okay, just checking. That wasn't...
So
Sometimes it depends upon the
15.
damage type.
15
15?
is my lowest.
Because, oh no, it is piercing. Never mind.
Yeah, so you actually get it into the right spot. So Roll for damage.
4.
4. Okay. So you stab into just the center of it, or are you going for the head, or?
The head, well, because that's what was crawling out at me.
How much damage did it do?
I did 4.
4. Okay. So yeah,
Remember, you can still attack with an offhand too. You can attack
that's
with
right.
both.
As a bonus action, you can.
Okay, so I'll do
So with that one, you reach, it's almost like a panic reaction. This thing comes out of the dirt at you, reaching for you, and you go in and you crack its jaw, and its jaw falls off, breaks loose.
Okay, so with my other hand, I'm gonna come down
On its head.
on its head, like where it's attaching to the neck.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
6.
Back into it, and a whole chunk of the skull, it's moving like this, so you don't quite connect with the neck, and this whole side of its face cracks off, like the skull breaks off and stuff, and it's still making its way out.
Can I back up now to where the door is?
Yep. Over to you.
We'll Sacred Flame that one. That's
Okay.
Bethrina attacked. So it'll be Dex save.
Dex save.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to give it disadvantage because it's still halfway in
Okay.
the thing. And what's the
13.
13? Nope.
Okay. It just takes 2 points of radiant.
2 points of radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Does radiant do anything to undead?
Unless it says something in their description, they might be vulnerable to it. Or
No, this is bludgeoning. It's vulnerable to. Okay. Start of the new round. So, skeleton. This one makes its way out. You see it kind of doing this. And it has its sword and shield. Goes 1. It comes up and it's trying to slash down at you. So that is a 24. So it's going to hit. And that is 5 points of damage. And then this other one is going to come over here. And it's going to try to swing up with its scythe and try to take your arm off. I mean, it's just kind of doing this as it's coming up.
Okay.
7, so it
Okay.
misses and it clanks off your shield or something. So that's them. Bethrina. Now, so you could do a disengage and that would let you get away from it without doing opportunity attack on you. Or you guys can figure out whatever, because you have 3 hit points, you said?
Yeah.
So it got you pretty good.
Well, I'll just say I'm preparing a spell to heal Bethrina. So I'll say stand fast.
Okay.
Okay, so I will swing at it with my short swords
Okay.
towards the body.
Ooh.
Nat 20.
Okay, so that's going to hit. And nat 20s, you roll damage twice.
Yeah, add the bonus once, but you double the dice.
So I got a 7 plus 3,
Yep.
10.
Yeah. So you see her do this and use both and chop them in half.
Yeah.
Crumbles to dust. Anything else you're doing?
I'm gonna back away into the corner of the room.
Okay. So go ahead and move there. Casso.
I'll wait on the healing spell, I guess, because I have to touch you to do it. So, I'll smack this guy. So I'll step in between him And go 3 and I'll smack it.
Okay.
21 to hit, and damage is 6 bludgeoning.
6 bludgeoning. Okay. So skeleton is fighting with you. It's kind of strange that this skeleton is actually doing maneuvers with that scythe, blocking some of your attacks. And again, it swings down and comes up like this to try to slice your throat.
Okay.
19.
That hits.
Okay, so that is 5 points of damage.
Oh my god! Okay, I will, with my reaction, use my the thing I'm too tired to remember. God damn it. My Wrath of the Storm. So he needs to make a dex saving throw.
Okay. 19.
Okay, he succeeds, but I'll still take half. So lightning shoots from my armor from where he struck me and
Oh, shit.
hits him. And he takes thunder damage. He takes lightning damage. And half. Well, bummer. So he'll take 2 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So back up to the top, we have...
I guess I need to run up and smack him again.
Oh. I forgot my armor thing. Go ahead. But I took half damage. It was a slashing or...
yeah.
Slashing? Okay, I took half damage from that.
Okay.
So it was 3.
15.
You hit.
Was it half?
8.
Or I ignore 3. I reduced it by 3. So I took 2 points of damage.
Okay. So what do? You run up and you try to take its head off or something?
Yeah.
So with the quickness of an elf, blended with a human, so not as quick as an elf, but somewhat. A blade swings out, decapitates this thing, and it crumples to its knees, and you see it just, its bones break apart to ash, and it crumbles down.
I slump to the ground.
So in all of that commotion, as you were checking out the urn and all of that stuff, and stuff got tussled around and whatever, around the shattered urn are 33 silver pieces.
Whoa! Okay. I will... You mean silver nobles?
Silver nobles?
So I used one of my hero points, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will cast Cure Wounds from Bethrina to the tune of 8.
All right.
So we get 8 hit points back, and I am out of spells. And I suggest maybe we should regroup. If there's more dangers like this ahead of us, I don't know how much farther we can go.
Yeah, maybe we should head back out. What time is it? How long have we been in here?
Maybe 20 minutes
Oh.
in that room. I'd say 45 minutes you've been in the whole place.
I wonder if we could block the passage off on our way out with some of the rubble and either camp somewhere nearby or just go back to the city and camp there. What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking we could probably camp nearby. But he said that he would see us tonight. The guy,
Aldemir?
Aldemir.
How do you spell Aldemir?
I can't wait.
Aldenmere. Okay, Aldenmier. was close. Well, perhaps, but there's something very, very evil afoot in this place, and I do think we should deal with it sooner rather than later.
Well, I'm thinking if we camp right out against the wall of the
Near the ruins, or in the
ruins.
Yeah. The only problem I could foresee with that is there is only two of us. We would have to split the night. One of us taking a watch.
Well, that's why I think if we go up against the wall, there's less place to watch.
True.
Do you think we should go farther out where we're not as conspicuous?
I mean, the safest would simply be to go back to town and get a full rest.
In the comfy bed.
And regain all the favors of my God and come back again in the morning. Or at this point, even before dawn. Maybe the creature would be at large at that point.
That bed sure sounds like a good thing right now.
I want to go back out into this main room and see if there's any really chonky bits of rubble that we could pull into the passageway behind us as we leave. Or even if we could roll a pillar over there or anything like that to try and block it off.
Yeah, as you head out there and you go out, you can see where... So, some of the ceiling that was up had fallen, and that's what broke the two pillars. Something had come across there. So there is a lot of rubble and stuff like that in there. There's definitely stuff that you could, like, block that with.
But would we be able to get through it to get back in?
That all depends on how you guys make it or do it.
I was just hoping there'd maybe be one big piece the two of us could roll into place. Or something like that.
If you were going to do that...
And then we push it back out whenever we re-enter.
The best option would be probably to close it off from the outside.
Okay.
Because once you go through that little man-sized crack, then it opens up into those steps and leads down in there.
Right.
So there's a whole bunch of crap outside. You remember that you could block it off that way.
Okay. Yeah, we're not like permanently, but yeah, just yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
So this takes you make your way out and you go to do that. This takes you half of, that the evening into the night. You get finished and then you're going to head back to the house of Valdemir. So I'd say you get there about 9 or 10 and you head in there.
Okay.
So then what do you do now? You're going to...
I'll demand it to be feasted. And then,
maybe feasted.
And then I will retire.
Okay. So yeah, you guys talk to Travers.
Okay.
He prepares food for you. You guys make food. Or if he makes food, you guys eat food. And then you guys are going to take your long... go to sleep. Right. Okay. Long rest.
Okay, so you get your hit die back, all your hit points if you're down, any other special abilities that you have, basically.
The sun rises, the rooster crows, you wake up sore, but feeling better. You've made contact with your patron god, or gods. God. G-O-D. And so now you guys are going to leave back out and head back to this area.